Hello, my name is Joud Hassan, and I'm currently an undergraduate student at the University of Tennessee. My dream is to become an international human rights lawyer, and in order to do so, one must possess certain skills that could aid them in this field. And I believe that I possess certain skill sets that could potentially be exceptionally useful in this job, including bilingualism, biculturalism, and workplace adaptability. I'd first like to begin by discussing the importance of bilingualism in this field. I'm fluent in both Arabic and English, and throughout my life, this has aided me in more ways than I could have ever anticipated. A few years ago, I was able to fully translate a conversation between an Arabic-speaking refugee and an English-speaking refugee camp worker. And through this experience, I was able to understand the importance of bilingualism and the importance of speaking more than one language, because rather than losing a lot of meaning in that conversation through simple gestures and simple phrases, I was able to wholly translate the conversation and wholly convey the needs of the refugee to the worker. And I believe that in the legal field, this can be very useful in understanding both clientele's needs and just being able to communicate in general with them wholly. It's also crucial to just understand how to communicate between cultures. With international human rights law, one will be subject to exposure from people of different cultural backgrounds, and knowing how to communicate with these people properly without crossing any cultural lines and stuff like that will be extremely important in this field. As someone who grew up in a bicultural family, I know the importance of being able to adapt to different cultures and different cultures' acceptable forms of communication. Growing up, I had to alternate between communicating with an American side of my family and then the Syrian side of my family. And on top of this, my family took many trips internationally to different parts of the world, so I'm very confident in my ability to adapt to communicate with people from different cultures. And finally, as someone who's held multiple jobs in the past, I know how important it is to be able to adapt to the workplace environment. My first job was actually as an assistant to a psychiatrist, so we spent a lot of time in a mental health ward in a hospital. And with this environment, a lot of the communication had to be more professional, more cautious, but still inviting and accepting. After this job, I went on to work in retail at a store in a local mall, and with that job, you had to be more friendly, more approachable, a lot less professional, a lot less cautious. And then after that, I went to work back in the medical field, but this time, rather than working in a hospital ward, I worked in a doctor's office, and that job actually had me incorporating both the professionalism and caution of the first job with the friendliness and approachability of my second job. And I'm confident that with being a human rights lawyer, I'd be able to adapt to that workplace and be able to find that line between professionalism and approachability and be able to succeed in that sense. With these three skill sets and proper education and training, of course, I believe I'm a good candidate for an international human rights job opportunity. I hope to bring a new perspective to this field with the help of bilingualism, biculturalism, and adaptability. And I hope to succeed in what my dream job is, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. So thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.